a lot of research that you have done around is on wheat, and I had the privilege of reading one of your books. You said that wheat consumption and removal of wheat from your diet can even add a decade in your life. Why is the modern refined wheat so dangerous?
So if I can take a step back, I always behave like a judge. Now, the reason I wrote very closely about wheat is because when people come to my nutrition clinic, I ask for a genetic testing. But Shloka, what if your genetic receptor, which you've inherited from your successive generations of ancestors, is slightly off or defunct? Then that absorption of B12 may be low. Now, researchers found out that for lactose in milk, for wheat, there are genetic receptors. And in a subsegment of a population, they have found out what is called as DNA base pairs. That is, your genetic code is on or off for certain food molecules. So because I do high-end nutrition counseling, because your body is the most expensive real estate, I don't believe in writing a nutrition prescription based on my experiential wisdom. I write it based on scientific discovery, which is getting into the threshold of your genetics, your microbiome, and your blood test. Now, in this, when doing thousands of patients over 2 decades, it came across that a lot of people were sensitive to gluten. Was wheat grown in India for the last 100 years? So that led me into saying that, Ryan, maybe your thought process is to stand as a judge and ask people, could you get tested for gluten? Who's gluten? Gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. Now, we eat out of love and culture. Your dadima, your mother, my mother has taught me how to eat. And I ate bread all my life which contained wheat. And I have very bad acne till the age of 40. And nobody told me as a nutritionist that wheat was attacking my system inside. Wheat was causing inflammation because I ate out of love and culture. So my responsibility to the world is, can I bring science into eating? But for a sizable amount of the Indian population, I wouldn't like to take numbers because the subset data from my clinic is a very privileged part of society. But even in that privileged part of society, if I take 100 people, nearly 45% of those people are gluten sensitive. 45%. That's data of privileged segment of society who can afford coming and doing the DNA testing. So this, I began thinking and I said, you know what? Let me write the book. Why? Because not everyone can afford to come into a nutrition clinic and pay the premium rate for a Ryan Fernando plan. But picking up my book for under 200 rupees may open up a thought process that should I get tested, or could I eliminate wheat from my diet for a period of 90 days, and can I observe for changes in the human body?
Okay, so if I'm gluten sensitive, I must definitely remove wheat from my diet. But what if I'm not gluten sensitive? Then it's okay to consume wheat?
Absolutely. So that's where, I have to be cautious because I wrote the book. So people think I'm anti-wheat. I'm not anti-wheat. I wrote the book to open up the knowledge to people who think that basically reading the book and they match the clinical symptoms like acne, like eczema, like psoriasis, like aggressive plaque, like children having cavities.
If you enjoyed watching this content, you can watch the full in-depth video on the Body to Being podcast hosted on Shlloka YouTube channel. To continue watching shorter pieces of this content, you can subscribe to Shlloka Clips on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video and follow us on Spotify. Pranam.